fire drill, just go quietly and go outside. Then there will not be an address. Also, we also do pictures of coffee. Please, if you want to sneeze, you know what to do. Try to make sure you control the sneezing. So thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, sir. Please, the introduction.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, Ampmanians. What the president said, stand for introduction. I'll give you the mic. You stand and introduce yourself to us. Pass to the next member. Thank you. Let me start with
And good evening, Ampman. My name is Prince Chris, the Royal Prince. Ampman Chairman, Imo State. Thank you very much.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Prince Solomon, the housing officer, Ampman. Good evening, everyone. My name is Mr. Felix Momoa from Imo State.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Chinemerem Samuel Samson, and I'm from Imo State.
thank you. Mr. Royal Prince, we have your name. Please tell us your production name.
Okay, my production name is Royal Prince Productions Company Limited. Mine is Osiso Production Nigeria Limited. Prince Solomon Wakama. Mr. Felix Momo. And then the name of my production is Eastern Solutions Nigeria Limited.
My name is Samuel Chinemerem Samson, and my production name is Young Sabi Production.
My name is Joshua Onwara. My production name is Ogwa Nolly Production.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Daniel Ikemba. I'm from Anambra State. My production name is Smart Eyes Pictures. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Anita Antro from Basement Africa Production Limited. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chinyarama Beze. I guess I'm the newest member of Ampman. The name of my company is Roses Media Partners. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, President and the schools. I greet you all. My name is Ono Daniel from Anambra State. I'm Ikemba Production.
Yodoris Production.
Good evening, all. My name is Doris Joaquin, Doris Production.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Valzike Ifanichuku, CEO of Valzike Empire, member of Ampman, Delta State.
Good evening, everyone. My name is David Iromosele Omoigurali from Edo State, CEO of David White Film Production, currently the Vice Chairman of Ampman Edo State.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Odikobi Nabara, CEO, Again Global Production TV.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ampman from Anambra State. My company name is Alako Movie Production. Good evening, all. My name is Mario Emmanuel from Anambra State. The name of my company is Network Pictures.
Good evening, House. My name is Urena Juliet Adolphus, Louis Word Production. Thank you.
Comrade Ambassador Tabo Principal Abilities, Tiger Films Global Ventures. Thank you. Tiger Films.
I qualify is my name.
Look at the clock now.
I qualify is my name. iPod Productions.
Dr. Piccolo Chidozio, the CEO, Rising Stars International. Thank you very much.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Abazi Cindy from Ogun State, Travel Production. Thank you.
Uno club, fine, 10,000.
Good evening, all. My name is Chibuzo Juwez, the CEO of Great Show.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ikemba. Who is Cabinet Investment
Leo Eusia, Organic International. Good evening, everyone. I'm Chief Francis Mayor of Enugu TV.
Good evening, all. Engineer AJ John from Anambra, E&E Production.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Faith Onabimu, CEO and Business Production.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hello. Royal Resources. Good evening, viewers. First of all, my name is Sylvester Madu. I'm a filmmaker and I'm the CEO of GK Films Entertainment. Thank you very much. I sincerely want to apologize for my lateness because I've been filming and it's our thing. And calls, acting, and doing all that. So sorry for the delay. In case you see me, some things are not as it should be. Please just bear with us because I'm thinking we're doing a whole lot at the same time. Thank you very much. God bless you. Sorry, I want to acknowledge my able president. Thank you very much, sir, for your support. I really appreciate it. And the other things, thank you so much. I love you guys. God bless you.
Your sins has forgiven. Sin no more.
Good evening, House. My name is Honorable Iwiki Chika Williams, acting chairman, River State, and Ampman executive member. Thank you. I love this movie's production.
I am engineer Emmanuel Osakwe, the CEO of Pokemon Production Limited.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Donsengo Debisiaku Samuel, CEO Donsengo Films Limited, General Secretary Ampman, and Presidential Spokesperson. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Adeni Fetayo. I'm the National Secretary of Ampman and also a celebrity journalist, and I represent London, Nigeria. Thank you.
Are you one of us? Yeah. I think so. Are you one of us?
You don't want this site discussion. If you're one of us, you think that. If you're not one of us, you link the. I don't find out what. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, Ampmanians. My name is Mr. Obiajero Choboma. I'm the National Task Force Chairman of Ampman of Enugu Production.
Ampman, please, I would like all of us to respond. At least it shows we are here together. Ampman. 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 Actually, the picture is here with us. And if we believe, we can achieve it. Ampman is that picture that Hollywood has been craving for. For those of us who were not our members by our last meeting, and those of us who were not present, the last meeting held in Asaba, Delta State, we discussed the whole lot as regards to the future of Ampman in this business. We started by commending our members who made it to that very meeting, and those who have shown serious diligence in discharging their duties to Ampman. We made a review of our visit to Sunday of Morome's mother burial, which is Sonny Richie. We talked about our visit to the burial and how it went. Then we went into discussing the distribution programs facing Ampman, which mainly boiled down on talking about the lack of materials, the DVD factories, and the moves we are currently making to see that challenge being taken care of. Then we equally discussed about having a channel, a YouTube channel that will help us in bringing our dream of having our own television channel to reality. And the whole lot was debated about that YouTube channel, which finally the entire house adopted, that a channel will be created where members can comfortably put in their names as Ampman members and have returns, distribution of flash drives, and many other forms of distribution. Then we finally entered the day with seriously talking about the need of bringing down the cinema culture down to the southeast and south-south, which after deep deliberations and recommendations by members of the House, it's get back to the Igbo Wood cinema we're talking about, which
Ampman is solidly behind. I am making this small brief overview. I don't want to take our time. I will still repost the minutes of that meeting back in our platform to enable us go through it and be abreast with where Ampman has gotten to so far. So today is another meeting, another good day to discuss what we have been able to achieve and the challenges facing us. And I want all of us to be here, body, soul, and spirit, and contribute to this meeting effectively. Because there's no gainsaying that filmmaking is not buying and selling. So people who believe that filmmaking is buying and selling, they will come and leave this business, and we will stay here. So I want all of us to have it at the back of our mind that filmmaking is not buying and selling. And that is what Ampman stands for. Ampman wants you to, from now till you die, reap the benefit of that intellectual property that you're creating, so that you'll be able to create a legacy for yourself and your family. Thank you.
Ampman. 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 The future is here for So before we take those points, Sola Prosudo, adopted by me, which I think is the summary of what Ampman wants Ampmanians who are filmmakers to take note and with immediate effect apply in this profession called filmmaking. First of all, let me extend my appreciation to every one of you who honor this invitation today by traveling all the way from Asaba, Owerri, and different places to come for this meeting. We want to talk about content development as a driver for sustainable growth in film and video business. Let me repeat myself. Please, I would like us, if we have pen and paper, or we can join with our phones, so that we can be able to take home these things we want us to apply in filmmaking as a business. Because filmmaking is a very serious business, not a fun industry where people come to have fun. For about 30 years now, the video film industry in Nigeria, called Nollywood, has been a phenomenon which has attracted so much attention of scholars, practitioners, investors, and other industry stakeholders across the continent. Will agree with me. Yet, in spite of the volume of work already done in this world-acclaimed film industry, the sector leaves a lot to be desired in terms of authenticity, content, direction, quality, and what is globally obtained in the practice of film and cinema business. One of the reasons for this is the subject of our discussion today: content. Creating content for film and overview. The creation of content is a massive enterprise all over the world, especially with technology breakthrough, which have made the production and consumption of content more feasible and convenient. Hence, there's a high demand for fresh content and changes, which are manifest through film technology, great story ideas, and creative storytelling techniques, etc. Filmmaking and artists have continued to broaden the scope and appeal of the medium through experiments that give birth to new and existing content, using the available technology and interesting techniques to further the cinematic language. Camera angles, lighting and colors, transition, montages, mix and scenes, music and sound, computer-generated images, the CGI, and special effects, etc. These have allowed filmmakers the opportunity to explore brilliant and unique ideas. For example, the advent of CGI and special effects technology paved the way for storytellers and filmmakers to represent things the camera can literally capture. A groundbreaking film made in 1993 by Steven Spielberg opened new possibilities for fresh ideas due to its use of unprecedented computer-generated visual effects. While it might be obvious that the visual medium of film is more popular in the world today than the live theater or radio and the print media, the internet and its several social media platforms have also always posed a great competition to the film industry. Platforms like TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, etc. contains enormous and diverse amounts of content that occupy and entertain the public daily and relentlessly. And what's more, this kind of content are easier and quicker to produce than a full-length film. For example, a 1 minute or 5 minute comedy skit is surely easier and probably cheaper to produce than let me take it again. While it might be obvious that the visual medium of film is more popular in the world today than the live theater or radio and the print media, the internet and its several social media platforms have also always posed a great competition to the film industry. Platforms like TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, etc. contains enormous and diverse amounts of content that occupy and entertain the public daily. A 1 minute or 5 minute comedy skit is surely easier and probably cheaper to produce than a comedy feature film. It is also apparent that attention span of the public has continued to dwindle over the years, owing to the ever-expanding digital world. Therefore, audiences tend to be drawn towards shorter content that provides instant gratification instead of a fiction film that takes up at least an hour of their time. However, the depth and value of a film cannot be replicated in this cheaper content. You will agree with me. The sheer grandness of storytelling and narrative filmic techniques, the compulsion of character role playing, the aesthetics of sound and visual effects in motion pictures can simply not be overlooked. It sucks you in and represents the realities of world and the imaginations of men in a way no other museum has ever been able to offer. Talking about the skits we're enjoying today, people like to rush Instagram and watch skits these days than on movies. Two of us, because they are shorter and you can just while away your time within 5 minutes you are done. So this is actually affecting the time people spend in watching our movies. When skit makers interpret a particular message within 5 minutes, they can't do it the way a filmmaker can do it for 1 hour. So now what is content? Content is simply an idea that must be packaged and delivered to an audience through a particular medium, be it blog, film, blog, TV, radio, advertisement, podcast, etc. And for a particular purpose, be it in entertainment, for education, or propaganda, etc. We are concerned in this presentation with the medium of film, which is why we are all here, because all of us are film makers, not content makers, which encompasses any form of entertainment involving the enactment of a story through a sequence of images, giving the illusion of continuous motion. For film content, takes the form of a story which must be enacted visually. This means that the filmmaker must consider the visual nature of the medium and conceive a story that has cinematic possibilities that must be visually compelling, not just any story. You cannot just enter. Yes, he said this means that the filmmaker must consider the visual nature of the medium and conceive of a story that has cinematic possibility that must be visually compelling. As the popular adage goes, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Therefore, our discussion on content development for film will be premised on the 5 elements of filmmaking, which includes 1. Narrative, which is the story idea, cinematography, sound, mise en scène, editing. The narrative. Narrative simply means the story or a written account of connected events for a fact. The success of a film depends on the effectiveness or robustness of the narrative, which includes the plot of the story, the character, the dialogue, and the setting. Usually, it is the writers in the film industry who are burdened with the responsibility of creating ideas or stories. Two of us, as it were. But some producers and production companies also take on this role today, me and you. I can have a story, because let me tell you my story. If you let me tell you my own story. Is it our work? It's not our work. Some producers and production companies also take on this role. However, whoever conceives the story idea, developing the story and writing a screenplay that will attract interest is largely dependent on powerful material. The narrating ideas for film often arise from bits and pieces of real life stories or events. These stories or events take seed in the subconscious of the writer and then instinctively take on life of their own. It is commonly said that reality is stronger than fiction. So why struggle to invent a fictive idea when the writer's reality or the reality of others around him, near him or far him, is unique and strange enough? The trick is how to milk these realities, how to reconstruct them to create fresh content that is compelling. It's a most screenplay development today includes brainstorming sessions between the writer, the director, and the producer. Not just a work you do inside your bedroom. Who is to direct this particular movie? Okay, Dustin will come. Who will write this script for me? Or I come. I'm the producer. You sit down. It's a brainstorming. The first and most crucial thing you are looking for is a really good hook, a memorable one-liner that everyone will tell their friends the day after seeing your film. There's something about this film I just finished saying. Okeke will tell Okafor, Okafor will tell Okonkwo, Okonkwo will tell them. So the movies you are supposed to do, or these scripts, are movies that people have to talk about once they are done watching the movies, not the one they hit and do what and pass. That is the foundation Ampman is laying, not just to shoot anything. You see, ideally, in the development stage, the project producer selects a story which may come from a book, play, another film, true life story, video game, comic book, graphic novel, or an original idea. So now, in the real sense, when you get a story from somebody's film, is it wrong? No. It's not though. But how you develop these stories is what matters. From novels too, yes. They said every story has an originality somewhere. It must have been told somewhere, somehow. But what kind of story, what kind of script do you want to shoot? All of us now want to start shooting next 2 months. What kind of script do you want to shoot? Okay, no matter where the script or the originality of the script come from? What impact will it have on people? After identifying a theme or underlying message, the producer will work with the writer to prepare the synopsis. Are you hearing me? The synopsis first, not write and in 2 days I want my script. So you prepare a synopsis of this same story, which synopses are not more than 1 page or even 2 pages, but synopsis of the script first. Next, concentrate on dramatic structure. Then they prepare a treatment, a 25 to 30-page description of the story, its moves and characters. This usually has little dialogue and direction, but often contain drawings that help visualize people. Have you seen a scriptwriter drawing something that the man will not come out from this place and enter from here, and he will stand here and he will come from this place? I've seen this scriptwriter. Yes. Storybody. Exactly. That's the language. Next, then they prepare. Next, a screenwriter writes a screenplay over a period of time. Ideally, it should take several months. Several months. So the movie you will do by next month, I always quote Madame Doris. She will tell you, I want to do the movie by January, February next year. She said that's what we'll do by December next year. If they are still writing it. So that's how it's supposed to be. It takes several months. Then the screenwriter may write it several times to improve on dramatization, structure, characters, dialogue, and overall style. A screenplay is the cinematic and practical embodiment of the idea of the film. A well-prepared script is a measure of the setting up of the film and is probably the most obvious creative part of pre-shooting work. The main function of the script is to supply the most thorough filmic consideration of the idea that the film will pass through. It is, in essence, a blueprint, a guide to the other artists who will collaborate in the making of the film. Now, a curious survey of most Nollywood screenplays in recent times portray poorly researched content and horribly written scripts. True or false? Some of the stories are borrowed and recycled. Some of the titles are mundane and pedestrian. Titles such as My Sweet Potato, My Sweet Pawpaw, Law of 120, Baby Police, Last Year Standing. Let's mention just a few. In addition, most of our script content showcase themes of violence and crass immorality, sexuality, nudity, fetish practices, dirty and offensive languages, non-standard English, and so on and so forth. Am I correct? Yes. Let's take one by one. Crass immorality. You must not is wearing a short gown. It's when the woman looks sexier than when she's naked. Am I correct?
Yes.
Yes.
We are trying to know the concept.
When a woman is wearing a very hot short mini skirt or gown, it's when she's more sexy and attractive than when the woman is completely naked. Am I correct?
Yes.
So, but in our movies today, what do? We portray nudity, fetish practices. We want to tell people that somebody cannot make it without killing a papa or a mama in our movies. Am I correct? If I'm wrong, correct me. This is what we do every day. Is that true? Some of us here are millionaires and even billionaires. We have a billionaire inside this call. I don't want to mention their names. Yes. But did you kill your papa before you make the money? You did not. We went to a conference in Lagos, and Lagos State Governor was even crying and weeping, telling us experiences of what international bodies have told him about Nollywood. And once they are saying they are pointing where? As far as they know. They are pointing as far as they know. People go to location wearing half-naked clothes. They wear singlet and skirts As they are going walking, they are throwing it down. Just because they want to look sexy. That's how they dress location. Yes. This is wrong. It's so wrong. How we dress location determines what we actually want. Sometimes we blame the male in the movie industry, but we are the problem. Nudity starts from the moment you leave your house and drive to the location. Running pata with your bumper shaking. You're not wearing bra, you're not wearing pants, and you're going to shoot a movie. The editor will first of all start examining you. The crew members will examine you, and when you are not at their level, they go to who is their level. Before you know it, before day one or day two, they run knock everybody waiting for location. Because of nudity or what we are, how we are dressing to locations. And this is practice that Ampmanians want to stop. The way we dress to our locations matters. Let us not give a wrong invitation. And in our movies, Ampmanians want to stop shooting nudity and fetish movies. Let us see a young man struggle from village to the township, wild boy, make Ego, Brumo Dola village to Ego. That was how I made my own money. Are you following? The issue of ritualists or ritualism or fetish act in movies, we want to stop it. Because they are not realities. I can tell you in Nollywood, after 2010 to 11, there's an actress, she's still in the juju. They want a native doctor. You better get a sham that will make producers to start giving them a job. The girl was doing well before they went to do this thing. Up to today, she's still in that level. Yes, we know her. The news, that was when Senate Hotel was raining. The news broke out there. She's confused. Even as she doesn't want to shoot, she opened a business, she's just moving up and down. And for the past 10 years, she's useless. People who are making it in the industry are people who are running and praying to who? To God. It's grace. And your grace can come in 1 year, it can come in 2 years, it can come in 10 years. If you don't have a quick mind, you cannot make it in Hollywood as an actor. If you have directors and producers in your list that you want to deal with once you make it, you can't make it. You can't. You can never make it. But when you hand all these energies over to God and forgive, you will make it easily. Because it's a spiritual business. I don't know what you are thinking, but my spirit knows and your spirit knows. So when you come to wrong me, or you already say something bad about me, whatever good I'm doing to you can never come to become good to you. Two of our people will fight it behind. It can never work for you. And that is how you should go back to your village. But when you have a positive spirit and you smile at me and I smile at you, I offend you, tell me, I will forgive you shorter. That's how you grow. That's why they say this be yourself. No get God or get grace. It's grace. Because they say it as it is and they throw it into the bush. So fetish movies, ritual movies, let us turn that story the other way around. Let the person do one boy. You know what the hero are promoting now about Igbo people in Igbo land. That is how the story is supposed to look like. You serve your master. Let it be that the master did not settle the person. He entered the street, and from the street, he either make it or did not make it. Somebody like this, they will know how Enugu made his money. It was a white man bag he carried. That one is not bad. You understand what I'm saying now? Yes. In filmmaking, telling that somebody killed his father to make money, and telling that somebody, people today, there are 4 persons. When we don't go, we know the language. There are 4 persons to carry the person back, and that's when they will come back from south and make money. They will secure the bag. So that one is realistic. It happens all over the world and can be adopted. But the first stories, let us come and let us mind the way we dress locations. Let us look good locations. People are seeing it, people are watching it. Let us be the first person to start it. And people will follow suit. Our movies will sell. Because when somebody is wearing a hot skirt, people will feel attracted to the movie. They want to see the girls, but they are not seeing nakedness. That when you want to show the person breast, and when you get somebody doing some dirty things in movies. We want to do a movie now that we enter the market that I can sit down with my shooting and watch without chasing them upstairs and be entertained. Without telling them just close your eyes. In my head, when I watch a movie, I won't even tell them just close their eyes when they are watching with one eyes. Because of what they are seeing in the movie. Those days, you can sit down and watch movies with our daddy. Those days. I remember one movie, something elements. Okay, and they kissed in that movie, but the kiss was just this normal kissing, but we enjoyed it. It was not even a mouth-to-mouth kiss. The one that was mouth-to-mouth kiss, we don't say anything like moving somebody's pants and bra and also, making it dead. It doesn't make sense. So, in addition, most of our scripts that shows all these things are something we want to change. There are also some screenplays with dialogue written in badly constructed sentences and poor grammatical expression, like what we want to talk about now. And our directors, even those in Ampman, are allowing their actors to speak these jargons and will master them and sell them. For example, joke apart is wrong. Who can correct me when I say joke apart? What's the right word? The actor is ought to say what? Joking apart. Joking apart. Funny enough is wrong. The actor is ought to say funnily enough, not funny enough. Funny enough, say, that boy like me. And then they will say, come, thank you, let's sing. I smell danger. It's wrong. Scent danger is correct. I smell danger. What's going on? Then they will say, thank you, let's sing. He's my God sent. It's wrong. It ought to be, he is my God sent, not my God sent. It's wrong. Even our stars, they use this English in our movies today. We here, we are crapping over them, but these people are seeing us as foolish people. We have professors in this field, and they are written our movie. And this is the reason why they call us as our people. Because when you watch the movies of the people in the Western world, they make sure they have the right directors that correct all these things. But sometimes, we like to even come out a continuity person from our midst when we are shooting. That's really continuity noise. Don't fight a lost battle. It's wrong. Who can correct me? Don't fight a losing battle. Motivated by selfish interests is wrong. It ought to be motivated by self-interest. Furthermore, we have several words that are usually wrongly pronounced, even by some of our stars actors, simply because emphasis is placed on the wrong syllables. Let us consider the following example. Recognize, introduce, antagonize, develop, analyze, collaborate. Other mispronounced words include imbecile, compilation, pronunciation, deviate. Who can pronounce all this word correctly for us? Who? What is it? Pronunciation. Is she correct? The worry is that we write all this in our scripts. Our actors verbalize them in the dialogue, or, as we say, deliver these lines while recording, and we package them in our DVDs and put them in the market to compete with films from other clients, where care has been taken to package and deliver content that are more professional and impeccable. But to watch. Those days when I was growing up, I'm a film artist, I watched movie every day. I go and sell pure water. When I'm going home, I must rent a film. My mom was angry. And my dad said, I beg you, he's learning English language from the movies. Today, can we learn English from our movies? We can't. How about vulgar languages? Fuck it. Shut the fuck up. What the fuck are you talking about? Who the fuck are you? We are to stop using these movies now. These words and movies. When you watch African Magic on GST, you realize that they censor all these words. I mean, yes, they censor them. Who the why can't you remove them? That was a court. Please, who are you? What are you saying? What are you talking about? The person's reaction on Apple will show that this person, the reaction towards what he's saying, whether he's laughing with you or not. Those are vulgar languages. So I think it's high time we began to review our practice model. That is why this meeting today is also very important, apt and timely. We must seize the movement to examine ourselves and begin to do the needful going forward. Who can do this? We are the owners of the industry because all of us are EPs, two of us. Everybody here has a master. So if we come out to change this, that means 50% of the people who control the industry have done the right thing. Trust me, people will identify with us. They will realize there's a big difference between our movies and other people's movies, and they will still enjoy it. Because right now, we are about to release our movies into the market. And trust me, if we package something and give people, once they watch 2 or 3 times, they will realize that we are also the same. They will just treat us as the same. But that is not what Ampman is out to do. Ampman is out to have content that can last for generation after generation. I know of a marketer who has died. One of the shites sold his movies almost 100 million. They pack all the father's master, the TV station bought it, and they pay like 3 times. They make money. I also know of a marketer I took to one YouTube company, and with 54 movies, they paid him almost 21 million. It's not even far. Where you know. So masters are real investments. They are big investment. I had a movie I've shot that I was paid over 10 million naira in 2 months and 500,000 every month for almost 4 years when that movie was on YouTube. That was when the YouTube was making money because it was a good movie that has retention value. So the one thing is for you to do a movie, and that is for you to do a movie that has retention value. That's what YouTube are paying you for. The movie can have 150,000 views, but what is inside is $30. But one movie can have 80,000 views, but it has almost $1,000 because people sat down to watch from beginning to end. That is the retention value. And the time people spend on your channel matters so much to YouTube. Because what they are paying is adverts.
Watch out.
People, oh, we want Armenians to do one movie and become proud film practitioners, proud marketers, travel outside the country, spend 1 million of your money to Dubai and come back, you won't feel it. Because once they are coming back, they are replacing your movie, people will pay you an extra millions of naira. That's how it's been done before. Before, when we are shooting a movie in location, you will show that your hand. Once you are coming out, enter the market like this, Lagos will pay you 10 million. Lagos will pay you 10 million. Onyeze's Hotel, the King's Planet Suite, was a movie that used to build that hotel. Once I paid 40 million, Lagos paid him to some amount of money. Abba paid him. Just movie. It was not wedding. He was filming and the movie catch fire. He went to buy that hotel at 7 million. Before the money was coming, that was how he built that hotel today. I was a person marketing on Sophia's wedding, which is part 3 and 4 of a movie, not even 1 and 2. But once your computer started selling, all the movie will start selling. We sold 100 cartons, which is 100,000 pieces in 1 hour. From 5 p.m. to 6 p.m., we sold 100,000 pieces. People were rushing the movie. So, what kind of movie are we shooting? Are we shooting for us to go and meet girls, relax as EPs, used to speak, driving and enter AC? Is that what we are filming for? Is that the kind of people we are? Is that what we want to make in this business? We are wasting our time. Let's not deceive ourselves. If I have not tested money from movie, I won't be saying this. Movie is like drug business. Once it's your turn like this, just one will settle it. So our content has to be something we are careful about. And the time starts now. Let us start thinking about this script. What kind of story? Who wrote the script? Am I a good person to write a script? When my elder brother wrote a novel, I remember when he took it to one woman in music to reread the whole script again, preview the whole book again. More than 3 people cross-checked the book, and it took him almost 1 year for the last person to review which language they normally use. To go through the book he wrote and approve the book before he put it. And the person will do proofread, thank you. Will do their corrections, and that is it. So we're always in the and the person will give us 2-3 months to write the scripts. Not the one we pay today, 30K, and they will give us next tomorrow. What are you shooting? The element of cinematography. Cinematography is often defined as writing a movement. How something is being filmed is just as important as what is being filmed. Good cinematography serves the story itself, using camera angles, movements, composition, lighting, and colors. It conveys meaning, mood, and emotions subliminally while the spectator is engaged in the story. The cinematographer, sometimes refers to as director of photography, the DOP as normally called them, is the person responsible for turning the director's creative vision into reality on screen. We discussed this on our platform one day like that we are doing about editors and everything. He interprets director's instruction for obtaining appropriate mood and feel and a certain way for the film. He takes responsibility for writing the set, filtration, and composition. In order to achieve good cinematic content for a film, the cinematographer should, of essence, have the following credentials. Let us listen. 1. An eye for details and a mind for fast invention. We should stop giving still photos to handle our cameras as our cinematographers. No. That cinematographer who is doing well, call him, tell him how much you have. If you refuse to accept it, call somebody, before you call 3 people, one person will accept that money. Or get a good person to handle your camera, someone who has an eye for details. The person should also have thorough understanding of lighting techniques, light color, shade, and manipulation. Sometimes we'll go as far as getting somebody who is just a light person. But when we have a cinematographer who does lighting, the movie is always exceptional. Because he's the person who keys into the camera screen. So he'll be the right person to do a proper lighting that will fit your movie. Strong technical knowledge of cameras and the film production process. Strong communication skill. You should be talking. Not why did you tell me now? I've shot a movie. That's why I stopped using 2 DOPs. The 2 DOPs are rubbing shoulders. So when someone is shooting nonsense, this one won't tell this way. This one won't tell the second person. At the end of the day, I have a movie I've not released in 2017 because of that. Yes, a movie I've not released in 2017 because of that. That's why I stopped using 2 DOPs. But because we want the job to go fast, we have another option. So, medicine ability. Not one director tells you, director, this is my office. Allow me to do my job. Flexible approach to improve by adapting knowledge already acquired to achieve a better result. A cinematographer must be this person. In a production where there are 2 or more cameras, it is the duty of the DOP to coordinate the work of other cameramen in terms of shot composition, frames, camera angle, and focus. So make sure somebody, one of them, should be the main person who coordinates it. Tell the person, you are my camera 1, you are my DOP 1. You should want to check all these frames. So that 2 of them will not be rubbing shoulders. They are playing with your money. Sadly, we have in some of our Nollywood films problems of overexposure of light, lack of varieties of shots, awkward camera angles, crossing shots, loss of focus on image, unstable shots. Sometimes when cameras are handheld, when they are handheld cameras, you see the thing will be shaking, and so on. Yes, we package all these films and put them in the market as our content from where? Nollywood, Nigeria. The question is, are these the kind of content that will guarantee growth of our fledgling film and video industry? very doubtful. The element of sound. Arguably, the most subtle, influential aspect of film making is sound. True of us? That's the truth. The sound engages the film audience. It helps deliver information. It increases production value. It evokes emotional responses. It emphasizes the image on the screen and is used to indicate the moods. When you watch a movie that has no sound, you won't feel it. Never. When there's a movie, you did not even look at the screen for 1 minute. When you're watching a movie without sound, you must be, because it has sound now, you'll be like, let me know what's going on. But not like that kind of sound that tells that this person will die now. Boom, 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 boom. Not the person wants to die. No. But what about sounds that are correctly laid or made? The key elements that make up sound in a film are music and soundtrack, dialogue, sound effects, yes effects, ambience, location sound, voiceover, and even silence. Free production should have a sound designer who is responsible for obtaining all the sound and sound effects, whether recorded or what, live, on set. He said, men. He said, no, he said, every filmmaker must have a sound engineer. The sound engineer must be on your set. Don't accuse the editor of anything. No. The sound designer coordinates the sound department, which includes sound recordist and mixer, boom operator, sound technician, and other assistants. Now that engineer, they coordinate all of them. When the boom is not working, they tell boom man, I mean, carry it up or carry it down. Bring it closer or take it out, because the sound engineer has something in his ear that is helping him to monitor whatever he's saying. Are we following? Yeah. What about the mice and scene? The mice and scene is a term used to describe the entire setting of a scene in a film. It refers to everything placed in front of the camera. The mice and scene is a collaborative work by a variety of artists on the film crew, which may include production designers, costumier and makeup, set builders, props officers, cinematographers, sound recordists, actors. Everything on screen is a film. In a film has been deliberately included as an artist's direction and for a purpose. When properly used, mice and scene helps elevate a film from series of moving images. Now, as directors, let us take note of this. How many of our directors make use of location monitors to check the detail of all the images on the frame before calling the shots or recording and set? Do you understand what this is talking about? You use monitor when you are filming. A director is supposed to have his or her own monitor. So many of our directors check the lighting and the color it generates on the screen monitor against the background on the set. This is something the director must do. Or something the director will ask you make up. Hello? Okay. Action! Okay, continue. Are we seeing this today? Yes, it happens. I have a director that answer call in every scene. How many of our directors scrutinize the setting of the scene, approve or approve? How many directors take time to check the color of the costumes our actors are wearing? When the costumes are not good with picture, maybe clashing with paint, the take or something. We don't do that here. Directors are on to check all this. No, people don't want to wear red or yellow in this thing. Why? Because the location I'm filming has to show color. This is the work of the director. How many of the directors go through the process of having dialogue rehearsals with the actors, camera and stand crew rehearsals before the scene is shot? Rehearsals are very, very important. You can rehearse more than 3 different times. Even the crew, when you're rehearsing, DOP is outside making call. When we're rehearsing, the DOP has to be act as if it's recording, carry the camera positions, and also rehearse with the actors, not rehearsing with just the artists on set. The boom man has to place the boom very well. Before you call the shot, the rehearsal is very, very important before any particular scene is being shot. How many of us do this these days? In addition, it's important for the director to shoot. It's important for the director to shoot with editing in mind. We have a director who does this. I don't want to mention his name, but when I worked with him, he was editing the film on set. And you see how the scene will come out to be. So every director has to have editing in mind when you're directing your job. So you must avoid talking too much or taking too much unnecessary footage. You must also guard against taking too little footage, as this can limit creativity and options during editing. The element of editing. Film editing is both a creative and technical part of the post-production process in filmmaking. It is the art technique and the practice of assembling shots from footages and rushes into a coherent sequence. Editors manipulate plots, sound, and graphics to refine the overall story into a continuous and enjoyable whole. They use editing techniques like cross-cutting, cutaway, parallel editing, continuity editing, and match cuts to reconceptualize the scripted version of the film story to make it come alive. True of us, this is the work of editors. So during editors, the structure of the story, the rhythm, the pace, and general time of the story are fully realized through the choice of shots, length of shot, and type of shot used. Apart from having a keen grasp of the dramatical and a firm understanding of the director's vision, the editor must also understand the language of film. You cannot give an editor who doesn't speak a particular language to edit. Sometimes they do it, but it's not always advisable. Let an Igbo man edit that movie that they're speaking and take it to Yoruba person if it's a Yoruba film. So the person will make sure that he attend the story. And how can we confirm the editor did this? It's when the director goes back to the studio to go and preview what the editor do what? Edited. So as directors in Ampman, we are meant to go to studio or request a preview copy to preview any movie we worked on before it's being released to the public. Because our name awards. Film editing is vital and critical because the right rhythm and pace of editing can determine the progression of the narrative. So in other words, editors are very, very important and must be coordinated, supervised by who? By the director. So what kind of directors are we? In Ampman, we want directors who will do their job as directors. Directing is a work, is a job, not a title. True of us, it is. Don't answer I'm able, then you're moving up and down. You say, you're not the director of this set, and you are toasting every year on yourself because you're the director. Or you are only looking for avenues to torture those who refuse to give you their phone numbers on set. You don't do that on set. Your work as director is to monitor what is being done. Leave that one. That one is what? It's secondary. It's a serious business. So from this, you realize that directors have a big work, a major role to play in filmmaking. The producer, director, the producer works is mostly during the pre-production. Once you're done with pre-production, they will be bringing money and be spending. The producer, the director, and the crew are the people who are supposed to get that thing to be. So, recommendation and conclusion. Good content is the soul of the film industry anywhere in the world. And we in Ampman want to give people good content. They call Nigeria the number 3 in the whole world. From what we are seeing, we don't need it because of the content we have, because it is said that we produce about 2,000 movies every year. Or is it because of the quality of the content or the quantity of the content? But from look at it, because of the quantity of what? The content. So we want to change the narrative. Let us bring quality now to the industry. It doesn't cost much. The only thing that costs you is additional 100,000 naira or 200, which you might regret well later.